Today we are making another stir fry. We have, oops, there's some. Today we are making another stir fry. We have Golden Chef canola oil. It's going to go in a pan there. We got some Trader Joe's baby wild arugula, some shiitake mushrooms, they're organic. This is not broccoli. This is broccolette. Excuse me. It's going a little bit. We're just going to be able to salvage it. This is cauliflower, broccoli and carrot mix, red pepper, orange pepper, red pepper. They're going a little bit, we're going to be able to use them. This is a pound of hamburger and some celery. We have our tomatoes, an onion, and there we go. And we are going to flavor this stir fry with, where is it? Aha! This soy sauce. So, there we go. Let's get cooking. Okay. This is the hamburger with the shiitake mushrooms and some onions I just chopped up on a plate in half moons. There we go. I'm going to put in a little soy sauce in this mix. I don't add salt to this pan because it's ceramic and it's supposed to not be good for it. Plus, in my opinion, hamburger kind of has its own saltiness. And I'm also going to be throwing in the arugula and the vegetables, and they have natural sodium as well. So if you don't have to have extra salt, it's probably best. Though the good salt is perfectly fine and does not bother cholesterol, so you might want to check that out. But there we go. Okay, this is the broccoli and the broccolette chopped up. There's another bag over here, but we're going to just put this in a big, huge pan. And we're going to saute this separately from the hamburger and the shiitake because there's no room in the end. So, there we go. And there is a great debate on whether canola oil is healthy. My opinion on it is, you know, everything in moderation. Tea leaves in the pan. Okay, there we go. So, we're just using it temporarily because it's a little hard to get olive oil where I live, and I don't want to just use coconut for everything. So, just going to drop this in by handfuls. I'm not going to put it all in at once. I'm going to let it cook down a little bit. I'm going to throw in some soy sauce in this as well. Normally I get like a hoisin sauce or some kind of stir fry sauce to go in with this, but this week I'm trying to keep my shopping kind of to a minimal, and I have the soy sauce already on hand. I'm just going to put the whole thing in there, you know. It can be so precise, it's crazy. So there we are. Okay. And I don't care if I use the whole thing. And this does have a lot of salt in it, so it's just going to flavor that all. I'm not too worried about the salt in it for this because it's not like it's going in just solid salt. It's got a sauce base. So, there we go. And we're just going to let these both simmer. This is the cauliflower. It's been washed and rinsed, and the stove is a mess. It's gonna be a mess. It's cooking, people. And you know, if you have a pristine stove, great for you. But I'm just saying, you'll clean it all up, wipe off surfaces when you're done. Surfaces. I can't speak English, but you know. Okay, so we're gonna slice the cauliflower. I like it better this way. It makes it a heck of a lot easier to cut than trying to cut all the little florets out and da-da-da. So this is what I'm going to do, and then I'm just going to break them into little pieces. Like this will be 3. Plus it's much easier to catch with chopsticks. And I mainly eat with chopsticks. I don't really use American flatware very much. So chopsticks and Korean spoons. And if you haven't tried Korean spoons, oh, you're missing out. Totally go look them up. They're really, really cool and they're really nice. So, but anyway, this is the cauliflower. We're going to chop it up. Once this is cooked down, we're going to throw it in with these. And then once this meat mixture is cooked down, we're going to throw in the arugula, 1 bag on this. Then once that cooks down, I'm going to take everything out of the pan, put it in a bowl. Then I'm going to put in the arugula in the sauce that's remaining from the hamburger grease, etc. to cook down. We also, the celery, I'm going to cook the celery and the tomatoes separately. Once this is done, I'll clean the pan out and cook them in there. Because the celery, I don't like my celery really tough, but I also don't like it as well cooked as my other veggies. I like it to have a bit of a crunch. And in order to preserve that, I'm going to cook it separately. So that's it. And you know, I just got this produce literally like 2 hours ago. And I figure when you bring home produce, if you're anything like me, it's best to just get all the cooking of it done for the week that day, because otherwise you're going to have waste. And I don't know. I figure, you know, you might as well eat the salad rather than throw it away. And the only way I can eat it is if I cook it. So this is going to be stir-fried for the week, maybe even 2 weeks, depending, because there's a lot of produce here. And I'm going to freeze some of it in little to-go containers, and I can just pop them out. You could throw them in the microwave. You can drop them into your stovetop pan. Just cook them for lunch, dinner, whatever, and it's all done. And you've got a lot of servings of vegetables. Let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 veggies. So you know, that's really, really healthy and super, super easy. So there you go. Okay, as you can see, the broccoli has steamed down with the carrots and the broccolette. I'm going to take these out with the spoon, and I'm going to throw in this mix. I've also got the rice here in my little rice cooker. It's just brown rice, ordinary, nothing fancy. And then instead of steaming the celery, because I'm feeling particularly lazy today and I want a nap, I'm going to put this on when the rice is about done, and it will just make them a little more tender to eat. And then, let's see here, we've got our hamburger. Kind of hard to cook because we put too much in the pan. I threw in the peppers with it. The one thing about peppers is I'm a Vada and I'm not really supposed to have peppers, but if you really, really cook the peppers down so that you know there's not much nutritional value left, but you've got the color, it doesn't really bother me. Also, you can get the peppers that are in a can that are red, and I love the way that they color things. So because of that, I still have peppers. I just kind of limit it to like once every so often, you know. So with that in mind, that's what we've got here. And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to cook our rice up here. And then we're going to put a little bit of rice, a little bit of our broccoli mixture, and then our meat on the top. We're probably going to need to cook up maybe a little more meat, but maybe not, because I don't really eat a ton of meat. Sorry, I got hiccups. But I do have hamburger because it's high in iron, and I run borderline anemic. It really doesn't affect me, except I can get really, really tired for no good reason. So, because of that, I try to have hamburger instead of chicken, or beef instead of chicken. If you can get beef meat that is not ground, it's healthier because it comes from one cow instead of, you know, goodness knows how many. But for this purpose, it was on sale. I just thought, you know, it's going to be fine, it'll taste good, and it gives you a little bit of that iron and a little bit of the protein. So there you are. Okay, and in the rice, I like to put a little bit of this stuff. I got it. It was kind of on clearance, but it is a beef flavored mix you can throw into your water to make it kind of taste like a beef broth. I'm just trying to find my cute little wooden spoons I use, which I cannot find, so we're going to use a cute big spoon. Okay, the main thing is it does tend to cake, so, and I'm not chintzy with it because I figure your rice should taste amazing. And so, you know, there we go. And it will, the powdery, I know it looks weird because it's not mixing well, but it does mix in when it gets cooked, and it doesn't really chunk strange. It kind of makes it more like a brothy rice, or sticky rice. So that's taken care of, and I'm not going to show you the cupboard's going because I gotta clean it. Okay. Too much stuff. Okay, we have cleaned off the cupboard. You'd never know it had a bunch of stuff in front of it. Okay, this goes in the top. Again, we're just going to hit the button. Make sure we have the lid on. There we go. Gonna let that cook. Once it turns to this light, I'm going to put the celery on and just kind of let it warm and get a little tender. I'm going to throw away all the produce mix, drop a few dishes, throw them in the dishwasher. And then it looks like all we really have left is the arugula and then the tomatoes. So that's going to be taken care of. And there we go. We have meals for the week. Okay, I got lazy and I decided to throw the arugula, a batch of chicken I had left in a container I'd frozen with some balsamic vinegar, and the cauliflower all together. This is going to be a separate stir fry, and then I'm just going to stir fry this arugula here in this pan once I pull the meat out. It's done. And then I'm also going to throw in these tomatoes. So that will take care of this. I'm also thinking about making another bit of meat with some chicken sausage and these French fried onions, but we'll do another video on that. So there we go. You know, when the cooking spirit catches you, you gotta go, but you also need a nap. So it kind of depends. There you go. The delicate balance, as it were. Okay, we have the arugula that has cooked down. We threw in a little purple cabbage, the chicken with the balsamic vinegar sauce, and a few veggies. This is going to be one set of meals with rice, and then we have our meat here, and then we're making these little to-goes with our veggies here. We're going to put a little bit of rice, a little bit of meat. That's going to take care of this. This will be about a week's meals here. I'm going to get some more tuppers, but just don't have space on the cupboard right now. And there we go. So we're going to have probably about 2 to 3 weeks of meals when we're all done cooking today. All right, we finished our stir fry number 1 here. We have carrots, broccoli, broccolette, orange pepper, red pepper, purple cabbage, onions, cauliflower, all in here. I mean, that's like 8 vegetables. Plus we have the rice. We're going to freeze about half of this because there's just no room in the inn, as they say. And then the rest we'll have for lunches this week. But that's all taken care of. Can pop them out, throw them in a pan, throw them in the microwave. Cooking's all done. Yes, I love it. Okay, we took out the veggies and then I added some water and some of that broth flavoring. I then put in some faux noodles and also some tomatoes I had extra. And what I'm going to do is okay, the cabinet is a mess, so I'm not going to show the cabinet. But I'm going to put them in these little bowls, and then I'm going to add a little bit of this chicken cauliflower arugula to make kind of a soup. And I'm going to freeze some of that and then put some of that in the fridge. And that'll be probably 2 weeks worth of meals for 1 meal a day. So there you go. Very simple, very easy. Going to be delicious. And here is our Asian soups. And I had a few to put in the freezer even. So, there we go. We got our faux noodles, our broth, beef flavored, cauliflower, arugula, some tomatoes, some cabbage, some balsamic vinegar, soy sauce, kind of a mix of stuff there. So very healthy, very easy, very nice for a cold day.